Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss about rule availability. So it is all about determining whether a rule is available for execution. So rule resolution algorithm identifies the right rule for execution at runtime. So rule availability is one component or element or a setting which determines whether this specific version of the rule is available to be picked by a rule resolution algorithm or not. So there are 5 types that you can set for rule availability. They are available, not available, final, withdrawn, and blocked. Let's discuss in detail about each one of these with an example. Available means this rule is available for execution. And by default, Pega always picks the highest version of the rule. Rule resolution always picks the highest version of the rule. So if the highest version of the rule is set as available, it is going to be picked at runtime and executed. Let's have a look at this with a small example. So I have an activity called as child activity, which is present in 3 different versions. In each of these versions, I give a message which indicates the version number like this. Okay, here I didn't give anything. Now I created a case. Now look at the highest version availability. So this is the place where you specify the availability. It is set as available. Now at runtime, if you create a case or you refresh the case, you can check in the tracer which version of the rule is getting executed. Look at this, 03 got executed because it is the highest version of the rule and the rule availability is set as available. So it is picked by rule resolution algorithm and it is working. Now, not available. Not available means the current version or the highest version is not available, but the rule resolution can go ahead and pick the lower versions and process them. Which means that if this is the highest version and if I set this as not available, save your changes. If this is set as not available, the immediate lower versions can be picked by rule resolution algorithm. So the immediate lower version is 02, which can be picked at runtime, and that piece of code which is written in that version will be executed. And when you set it as not available, it can be because of different reasons. Sometimes because I did some new piece of code or added some new piece of code in 03 version and it is not working as expected. So I just want to test how it used to work in 02 or in the lower versions. So I would like to put this as not available and test the lower version code, how it behaved earlier. Or is this an existing issue or did I break something with my new changes? So if you want to test the lower version code, you can do this way. The other thing could be maybe your development is still in progress and you do not want the rest of the team members to get impacted with your new changes which is still in progress. I'm working on 03, coding is in progress and the rest of the team members are getting affected due to this. Then if you put this as not available, you can continue coding and the rest of the people who are working at runtime, for them it will pick 02 version. So they are not impacted with your new code changes until you set it back to available. Now I gave it as not available. Let's create a case or refresh the existing case and see which version of activity will be picked right now. back to the case, just refresh it. Look at this. It's right now 03 version. Okay, you can look at the message. It's now coming from 02 version. Okay, and look at the tracer. 02 version activity was triggered. Why did this happen? Because you also have a higher version rule. It's because you kept the rule availability as not available. So this version will not be picked. Any lower version which is available will be picked and processed. Okay, so that is with not available. It's because your coding is in progress or something has broken. So you want to test how the lower version is working. Just use this not available option. And then final. Final means it's the final copy of the rule, which means that you do not want this rule to be updated or cloned, or any further changes are not allowed in this rule. In such cases, you mark the rules as final. So you can see there are many OOTB Pega activities which are marked as final. Like for example, you have send simple email. It's an OOTB activity which is used to send emails in Pega. Okay? It is marked as final. So if it is marked as final, if I want to do some customization in this activity, maybe I'm not satisfied with what is written in this. I want to customize it. I want to add a couple of steps, or I want to update some steps. And I thought of doing a save as. I want to clone it, okay, and I want to update the steps. If you try to do that, you're going to get an error on the screen saying that, hey, this is a final rule. You cannot do that. So final rule means that is the last and final copy of the rule. Cloning is not possible, which I mean save as is not possible. You can't edit the rule. You can't make any further changes to the rule. Okay, so that is final. Then withdrawn, you hear a lot of people asking in interviews about the difference between withdrawn and blocked. It's a very famous interview question. Okay, so let's talk in detail about them. Withdrawn is like technically deleting a rule. Okay, so let's assume that you are right now in 03 version. And for some reason, you don't want this rule to be executed going further, which means that I don't want 03, 02, 01. None of the versions of this rule should get executed. Okay, so as per the new requirement, this piece of code is no longer required. Okay, it should not be triggered anymore now. We don't want this anymore. I can't delete the code, right? Because we lock the rule sets and we deploy them. So once the rule is locked, you can't delete the rule. Then what should I do? You have to save as this rule into the next highest version, and you have to mark it as withdrawn. So withdrawn means this rule is technically deleted. This rule does not exist anymore. So rule resolution algorithm will not consider this rule because it's like it's deleted. The rule is not existing at all. And when do you mark a rule as withdrawn? It can be a simple example like this. Let's say, for example, I have a class, I have a parent class, and I have a child 1 and child 2 and the child 3 as classes, subclasses. Now, under child 1, I had an activity called as validate employee details. It was lying only in child 1. It was lying in different versions of child 1. It was lying in 010101 and 010102 and also in 0103. Now, as a part of new requirement, the client said that, hey, this has to be done in child 2 class and child 3 class as well. So now you understood that, okay, this activity can be reusable in both these siblings or the other child classes. Now, if it is in child 1, these two cannot reuse it. So what should I do? I should create this activity in the parent class so that all the 3 child classes can make use of it. And going further, if I want to add any new steps to this activity, I will add them here, and which is going to get reflected in all the 3 child classes. So you no longer need this activity. I want to delete it. Why should I delete it? Why can't I keep it? If you keep this, at runtime, rule resolution algorithm will check whether this activity exists in your current class. If it is existing, it will execute this one. It will not execute this. So you have to withdraw or you have to delete it. Only then this will be picked at runtime. If this exists, this will not be picked. For child 2 and child 3, this will be picked. But for child 1, this one will be picked because it has an activity in its class context. So you need to withdraw this. Only if you withdraw this, the rule with the same name in the class hierarchy. It can be a pattern parent or directed parent, but somewhere in the hierarchy you have the rule that will be picked if and only if you withdraw it in the current layer. So withdraw means if you withdraw a rule in the current layer, if the same rule exists in the parent classes, it is going to be picked. So which means that if you withdraw a rule in the implementation layer, okay, if the same rule exists in framework or division or organization layer, it is going to be picked at runtime. Okay, now let's see in depth how that works. Let me check out. I marked it as withdrawn. Okay, save. So I'm withdrawing the highest version, which means none of the lower versions are also available. They are not available. Check in. Okay. Now I created another activity in the parent class with the same name. So this is my parent class. In this, I have an activity with the same name. Look at this. It's in the parent class in 0101 version. And the message is, hello, I'm from the parent class. Now go back to the case. Let me clear the tracer. Okay. Look at this. The parent class activity got executed. You can see this. It's on the work class and 010101 version. Why did this happen? Because in the current class, you have withdrawn the highest version of the rule. So in the current class, it's not going to pick, and it went and searched in the parent class. It found a rule with the same name in the parent class. It executed it. That's how withdrawn works. So if you withdraw in the current layer or the current class, I'll just go and check in the parent classes. If the rule is found, it's going to get executed. Now let's discuss about blocked. Blocked is little different. It's similar to withdrawn, like it's also deleting a rule. But what happens in blocked is a rule resolution algorithm is going to consider the rules which are blocked. Okay, and when you try to execute it, it'll just throw you an error saying that it is blocked. Okay, whereas when you set it as withdrawn, the rule is not considered because it's like the rule does not exist. When you say blocked, it is considered for execution, and then it will throw an error saying that, hey, this is a blocked rule. Okay, now let's try that. Check out. Change it from withdrawn to blocked. Okay, save, checking. Go back to the case, refresh it. I don't think you need any tracer because the error is going to appear on the screen itself. Now the child class activity is blocked. The parent class activity is available, but still you're going to get an error because when you set something as blocked, if the same rule exists in different rule set, different class, still you're going to see the error. Okay. Whereas in withdrawn, if the child class rule is kept as withdrawn, if the same rule exists in the parent class, it is going to get executed. In case of blocked, if it is blocked, let the same rule exist in any layer, any rule set. It is not going to be picked. And you're going to see error on the screen like this. Okay. We usually do not set rules as blocked in real time. Most of the times we only use withdrawn. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you.